that if you're advising an entrepreneur who has a following to create a product?
Yeah, like in information specifically, like if you're building
Yeah, information.
an informational transformational product. So I'm going to go from knowing nothing about X to knowing enough about X to do Y, or, whatever that transition is. So in the case of how to visualize value, I know nothing about design. And then on the other end of this course, I'm going to be, equipped to visualize ideas and start to refine my design chops, right? That's the transition we want you to make. So in the case of that product, again, that was like a reverse engineered from this thing that people were excited about on the front end. So, these are like, these really helped me get my head around this idea, or this really helped me understand this thing. I would love to be able to like communicate my ideas, or speak to my boss in a way that really like or present ideas to my team with the same efficacy as this. So there's a couple ways I think about it, and like on the the design example is so specific that maybe it doesn't answer it as comprehensively, but that is like, you just keep producing images on the front end, and the market's like, wow, how'd you do that? And you're like, here you go, here you go, here you go. So this is like, so if I was to reverse engineer that for someone like you, that's like, I wrote this amazing blockbuster article and I think you already do this. It's like, I'm going to teach you how to like write an amazing article over the course of 3 months. That's an obvious way to do that. The second part of the answer, I think, is like, when you think about something as a curriculum, or you can like, build once, sell twice as this curriculum or this philosophy or this organizing principle, there's so many things that sit underneath that the paid product is almost it's like the encyclopedia of that concept, right? And then your content on the front end is just you referencing an article or pulling out an image from the encyclopedia, tearing out a page and showing it to someone. So like the product and the marketing, again, most people think of those as like separate disciplines, but really like the closer you can get the content in your product to your marketing, the better off you're going to be, right? It's like, this is literally a lesson from inside. Like some of the most effective assets for selling build once, sell twice have been threads on Twitter that are verbatim pulled from the course. This is a lesson from the course. Here are the 6 concepts. If you want the rest of the course, here it is. Like it's the ability to, like, I think it's Ramit Sethi says, move the free line. Have you?
Yeah, I think that was Evan originally, Evan Pagan. Yeah. Originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Move the free line. Amazing concept where it's like, I think, and I've been in this position like a few years ago where it's like you for some reason extrapolate marketing into this exercise that is like different from the thing you're selling. It's like, I have to, and there's some truth to that, right? You have to position it in a way that is like explaining the transformation. And there is this layer that sits on top. But the most compelling thing you can do to market your product, if it's information, is show people what the information is, right? The quality of the writing, the way in which the chapters are structured, the way the lessons fit together. There's like, you have all this marketing material as a product of just building the curriculum itself. So that would be like some of the like most boilerplate advice. It's like, hey, your curriculum could be out there on the internet and all these different pieces. People are going to pay you just to have access to it in order.
Right. So it's you're sequencing it. It's like encyclopedia, so it's all in one place.
And they can ask you questions. Yeah. Like that, it's hosted on a platform where they have access to you. Like that's another piece of, the value proposition that exists outside of just consuming content on YouTube or wherever. And the other thing is, I think we get really in our heads about, oh my God, this is, I can't show this because other people have paid for this, or, this exists behind a paywall. So I have to just allude to what it is as opposed to just showing people what it is.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, like, it's a mistake, honestly, because you are you are way more sensitive to like the entirety of your story being out there than anyone else, right? It's like you evaluate other people's experience of your content through your experience of it. And to be honest, it's barely ever true, right? When I get on to conversations with people that have even consumed everything I put out, there are still things that they're like, oh, I didn't know that. I haven't seen this. I didn't know that. Like, you know,
like
there's
they're
like
gonna have photographic memory of the posts you did.
Yeah, they haven't experienced it in the same way you have, but we like extrapolate that. It's very difficult to like, I don't know. Again, I'm terrible at like the attributions of these quotes, but like this linear experience we have in an exponential world, right? We're linear creatures and we live in this like crazy internet environment where we're just saying like, oh, everybody else must be experiencing the world the way I am. And it's just like not even remotely close to true. So, yeah, you can say something 10 times and most of the people that like are intentionally trying to consume all of your stuff won't see it.
Yeah. I feel like there's two lessons there and we can end here. And number one is just, you can move the free line much further than you think, that it's not going to cannibalize your course. And one of the reasons is that it's not like people are taking all your free stuff and like putting them into a file and organizing it.
Yeah.
They might come across it and then they might even like it and then even forget you wrote it in a year. So just having it all in one place is just works really well.